release a Q&A last month, and then I went radio silent. Sorry about that. I just have had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, and I just kind of needed a break. My Patreon was actually hacked, and I was dealing with that, and there was just some other things, so I'm back. I do have a true crime video coming for you guys. It's a sponsored video, so I am just waiting for it to be approved by the company, so probably like Monday or Tuesday of next week. But for now, let's get into our Q&A. The first question, and this is a question I get all the time, it is about how I got into ASMR. So, when I was little, I feel like I've told this story. I used to spend the summers in Utah, and I spent a lot of time at my grandma's house. My childhood was very unstable, but my grandma was a very stable, constant, loving person in my life. So she lived in this little house, and it was like at the base of Spanish Fork Canyon, and so she didn't have air conditioning. So she would open all of her windows at night in the summer, and when I stayed with her, I would sleep in her bed with her, and she would like whisper stories to me to help me fall asleep. So it was the most relaxing, comforting thing. I don't remember ever feeling more safe or more loved than when I was with my grandma in her house. So she would whisper stories to me when I fell asleep, and it just was like this very calming feeling, and I loved it. I remember when I would get sick when I was older, like in junior high and high school. Actually in high school, one time I got really, really sick, and my mom was laying with me, and I was like, will you just whisper to me till I fall asleep? And she thought it was so weird, but it was just something that I really wanted. And I didn't know what ASMR was. That wasn't even a thing when I was in high school, but one day somebody shared something on Facebook. It was gentle whispering ASMR, and I was immediately obsessed because that was something that I was wanting. I don't know how to describe it, that sounds weird. I just want someone to whisper to me every single night while I fall asleep. That's what I want. And so when I found out there was actually a community of people who did that on YouTube, I was so excited. So that's kind of how I got into ASMR, how I was introduced to ASMR. The second question that kind of flows along with that first question is, how did you get into true crime? I've talked about this a little bit over on Patreon. When I was 6 years old, my cousin was kidnapped, and so from a very young age, I was not introduced to true crime, but I was introduced to crime. I never had a childhood where I thought that happened to other people. I don't talk about her case a lot because after 2 days, she was found. She was only 7. She had been sexually assaulted, and because she's alive, that's her story to tell if she wants to, and I don't talk about it other than my experience as someone who was very close to someone who was kidnapped, and I didn't understand it So I meshed those two together, and that is how my channel was born. I'm very interested in true crime, and I want someone to whisper me to sleep every night. And so I make the kind of YouTube videos that I enjoy. The next question is, who are my favorite ASMR artists? So, Geekware's ASMR is one of my favorites. I will leave her link down below. She's also like my best friend, my best YouTube friend. We talk a lot, we compare stories, we try to figure different problems out together. She does a lot of very lesser known cases. And if you've been into true crime forever like I have, I feel like you've heard every story, but she always finds really good ones that are not very well known. I am obsessed with accents, like any kind of accent. Ocean Whispers is British, and I love her accent. But my favorite kind of accent is like a Spanish accent. So Letty over on the Mystery Theory is another one of my favorites because she does true crime. She whispers like super close up and super slow, but she has her Spanish accent. So I listen to her to fall asleep almost every single night. I like having a true crime story because it gets my mind off whatever's going on in my life. Like it gives me something to concentrate on. And then it's whispers so I can kind of fall asleep. Some people will comment and be like, I just can't listen to true crime when I'm falling asleep. It scares me, or I have weird dreams. That doesn't happen to me. I love it. So yeah, those are my favorite true crime ASMR artists, or just ASMR artists in general. The next question is, out of all the cases you have done, which one do you find the creepiest, scariest? I think the unknown, like the unsolved cases, are always so much scarier to me than solved cases. I love unsolved ones. I cover them more because I'm just more interested in them. The cases that are like the absolute scariest to me are when people disappear, kind of without a trace. Like there's just no evidence. They're just gone. Those are really scary to me. The next question is from Laura. It says, how long do you research a case? And I've wondered where your channel name comes from. Is there a story behind it? Researching cases takes forever. For one case, I would say it's anywhere from like 6, 7, 8 hours to research it, and then I kind of make a timeline of events and then turn it into a story so that I'm not just like listing facts. And then to film and edit and stuff, I would say it's probably around 15 hours for one video. And I recently, not just me, Angel ASMR, I think Geekwares was involved, Tiny Little Whispers, who else? There were quite a few channels, but a new channel popped up and they were just stealing all of our content and reposting it. And because of the amount of time it takes to do it all, like that's just stealing content. And we weren't mentioned, we weren't given like any kind of credit. So I filed copyright claims and had the videos that were stolen from my channel taken down. And this other channel, which I'm not going to name because this person does not deserve any kind of views, channel, like this total hate video all about me, which I wasn't worried about because this person has like 20 subscribers. And I know Angel ASMR also filed copyright claims. We were talking about it. It's a lot of work for us to do what we do, so when someone just comes out and like flat out steals our content and doesn't even try to give credit to us, like, I will file a copyright claim every time. Don't steal my shit. So yes, where does my channel name come from? So I really didn't want to use my name on YouTube for safety reasons. My safety, my children's safety. I just came up with Empress ASMR. I don't know, I wish there was a cool story, but there's not. Let's see. Mandy J said, how do you do it all? I don't, obviously. I'm dropping all the balls lately. I feel like across the board of my life. But I did take a break from doing this, and that has really helped me, and I don't know. It looks like I'm doing it all behind the scenes. I'm just, like I said, dropping all the balls. I feel I am very busy and I do have a lot going on. But it's why I've really slowed down with my posting this last couple of years. Last year. Okay, the next question is from Laudra and Sherlock. I think that's what the name is. Is there something you dream of doing or a place you dream of going to? You have the best whispers. Thank you. I want to go to Greece. That's like my number one place that I want to go. Yeah, Greece. Okay, Chrysalis said, I find your videos very respectful and you're very compassionate. What do you think makes a true crime story helpful? And when is it unhelpful? This is a really tricky question. So I cover a lot of unsolved cases because I feel like the more coverage those cases get, the more likely tips will come into police and maybe they can be solved. But I also cover cases that are solved. I think we learn from cases. Like, I feel like I'm very safe with the way I live because I'm so into true crime and I know how dangerous it can be. Even having a routine, like an everyday routine, is so dangerous because you don't know who's watching you. And if someone knows that every day you go here at this time or every day you're walking your dog to this park, that can be dangerous. So I feel like getting the stories out can be very helpful. I will say there are some cases that get requested and I start researching them and they're too much for me. If they involve children or there are just certain things I won't cover. A lot of them involve sexual abuse of children, and I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to read about that. There are some really very twisted serial killers. Albert Fish is one that I continually get requested. I will not ever cover Albert Fish because he was so sick. I don't want to read about and research and write about the things that man did. Hopefully that answers your question. Christina said, are you okay? Are you taking a break? I'm missing you. I really did just like up and vanish, guys. I am okay though. Things are going really well. Like, I've been distracted, but in a very good way. And that's kind of all I want to say about that right now. Let's see. What are your whisper, preferably someone with an accent. This says, do you ever get nightmares or bad dreams while doing research about these cases? No, I don't. I know that might be weird with as much as I do it, but it doesn't affect me. I can kind of compartmentalize, I guess, because it doesn't affect me. They very rarely scare me. If there is a case that I don't feel good about, then I don't cover it. Somebody said, Mama D, can we get a true crime video while you brush the mic soon? I have some of those on Patreon. So the way my studio is set up, I have a microphone stand. I have nothing below me to rest my elbows on. So I cannot sit and brush the microphone for like an hour because after like 10 minutes my arms hurt so bad. On Patreon, a lot of times I will brush the mic and have that as like an overlaying sound, which I could do here on YouTube too. I'll do that soon. But that's why I don't do a ton where I am visibly brushing the microphone because my arms get so tired. Okay, the next one says, first of all, you are super talented and I love your channel. Thank you. Have you told family and friends about your channel and are they supportive? No. Almost nobody knows about my channel, for a couple of reasons. Obviously, my children and my husband know because I have a room in my house that I film in. And also, they have to be quiet when I'm filming. But, okay, so when I had my youngest, he was in the NICU, and I live in, like, influencer world. The area I live in, there are so many super popular influencers. I feel like there's just a lot of influencers in Utah in general, but they all live by me. So when my son was in the NICU, there was an influencer whose baby was also in the NICU, and she would come in every single day, and she had her makeup done and her hair done, and she would take all these pictures. Like, she would turn the NICU into like this photography studio, and I'm not judging because that's how she makes money, but anyone who would listen, she talked about how she was a blogger and she was an influencer and she got all this stuff for free, and it was very inauthentic, I guess. And the nurses, like, she would leave and they would kind of joke because it was like our entire identity. I don't want people to like me or try to be friends with me because I have this like online platform, and I don't want people to not like me because they don't understand this online platform. Because I live in Utah, people are quick to sexualize everything, and I'm not trying to be sexy. Like, this isn't a sexual thing. Literally 99% of my followers are women who are like 25 to 45. I'm not on here trying to be sexy for men or for women. This is just entertainment. And so I worry about how it would be taken because it is a weird niche. So none of my family knows besides the people that live in my house. I have a really good, like, my best friend and her husband know. And they're super supportive of it. The only people who I have ever told are people who I like have a lot of trust in, because this is just like a part of me. This is not my entire life. This is not who I am. I am not trying to be, like, anything other than who I influencers there, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, what's your handle? You'd like it. Nobody actually wanted to get to know anyone, and nobody was actually listening to anyone. Everyone was just trying to make connections to further their career. And I get it, like, this is their career. This is not my career. This is just something I do. But the whole influencer world, at least the ones that I know, it's just a very inauthentic situation, and I'm not looking to be a part of that, really. I'm just rambling. Not very many people know. The few people who I've ever told are very supportive, but it is not something that I tell people. Kelly asked, will you have more kids? No. I love my kids. I have loved being a mom. I love being a mom. But I'm done having children. I'm just getting to that sweet spot where, like, we can travel and it's easy and everyone's sleeping through the night, and I can, like, leave the house, without packing up my car full of all my kids and diaper bags and strollers and stuff. So no, I will not be having any more children. What was the case that got you into true crime? So one of the cases that I've covered was the disappearance of Kipling Davis. That happened in Spanish Fork, Utah, when I was a child, and I used to spend my summers in Spanish Fork, Utah. So when Kipling went missing, there were missing persons posters everywhere, and I remember as, like, a little girl seeing them, like, at gas stations and stuff, and really just being super interested in what happened to this, like, darling redheaded girl. That case is still unsolved, but it is one, I think it's, like, the first case I ever covered here, and it is one that, like, of any case, I wish could be solved, because, I don't know, sometimes you just get attached to certain cases. Karina said, how important is it for you to do ASMR videos? I'm not sure what that means. Like, would I ever do non-ASMR videos? Maybe that's the question. I do not watch anything on YouTube unless it's ASMR. If I'm super stressed, I will put on ASMR while I, like, clean my house or something. I cannot fall asleep without ASMR. I mean, I'm sure I could, but I don't. Every single night I put on a playlist and I fall asleep. Another, how did you get into ASMR? Jillian Nelson asked, what is your advice to living a happy life? I don't know that I'm someone who has advice for that. I would just say, like, do what makes you happy. I feel like we are all born with this, like, guidance system where, like, we know what we should and shouldn't be doing. And if you feel happy doing something, like, if the idea of something makes you happy, makes you excited, then do it. You only have one life. Okay, the next one says, how do you find a quiet space and time to film? I don't. Right now it is 2 a.m. where I live. There's just a lot of traffic noises, which I hate. My neighborhood is, like, bustling during the day. There's kids everywhere. There's people. So that's another reason why I just needed to take a break from this for a minute, is trying to be up in the middle of the night is so exhausting. And sometimes I just don't want to, like, I'm just tired. I just get so tired, and it really screws with my circadian rhythm to early with kids the next day, if that makes sense. I wish I could find somewhere quiet that I could go film, like somewhere to rent or something. But I just film in my house in the middle of the night. Which case would you like to see solved? Giblin Davis for sure. How old and how many children do you have? I have 4. I don't think I'm going to go into their ages. I try not to answer questions that would like potentially be unsafe for my children. But I do have 4 children, and my youngest is 6. I already said that. Michaela asked, how would you describe your childhood? Kind of dramatic, but lovely at the same time. I don't know. My parents had me when they were teenagers, and so it was very unstable. And there were a lot of marriages and divorces, and half brothers and half sisters, and moving around. It wasn't very stable, but I have a lot of great childhood memories as well. And me and my sister are incredibly close, definitely like trauma bonded, but I always felt grateful that I had her to go through it all with. Like, we were passed back and forth, but we were full sisters, so we were always together. Let's see, TV, book, movie recommendations. I have been watching Lie to Me on Hulu, and it just started, so there's not very many episodes, but it's really good. I'm obsessed with Yellowstone. I've talked about that before. I think Yellowstone is like one of my favorite shows ever. I'm rewatching it right now. Book recommendations. I've been really into Colleen Hoover, and my favorite book that's like a little true crimey that she has written is called Verity. I would highly recommend Verity, because she's kind of more of a romance writer, but I really got into her this summer, and I read like 6 or 7 books. I would take my kids to the pool and just like lay out and read while they swam, and it was always her stuff. And then also Big Sky. If you haven't watched that, it's also, I know I watch it on Hulu. Big Sky's really good too. Mandy J asked how tall I am. I am 5'2", so not super tall. Okay, the next question is, what is your skincare? What is my skincare? I get asked this all the time, and I actually, like, to be totally honest, I do not have great skin. This is all like smoke and mirrors and good lighting. In real life, I do not have good skin at all. I'm super acne prone. Actually, last year, okay, so I've been on birth control like for a really long time because that helps stabilize the hormones, so it keeps my skin clear. But then when COVID happened and everyone was talking about like blood clots being associated with COVID and stuff, I got really nervous and I went off birth control, like hormonal birth control, and I took a break from that for a while, and then like my skin got really bad, so I went on Accutane. When you go on Accutane, you have to go back on birth control, so I did both of those. I don't know that I would recommend that. It really did clear up my skin, but it's like kind of like a last case scenario. My skin peeled in flakes, like I would smile and my lips would crack and bleed, and the last 2 months I was on it, I was in so much pain. My entire body ached, like my hips were achy. every month I do microneedling. So she microneedles my face, and then she puts a chemical peel on top of it after it's been microneedled. So it's like really seeping into your skin. I brought it because I always forget what it's called. The Jan Marini skincare line. I love it. It's super expensive, but I think it's worth it. So there's like a 6-step. This is step 3, but Jan Marini. I use this line, and I have noticed a big change with that, but I think getting regular facials helps because it clears out your skin, and then they can treat it for different things. I mean, I do get Botox, I get filler, so, like, nothing's natural. But, I'm not recommending that. Just do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? But again, like, people always comment and talk about, like, do a get ready with me. You're so good at doing makeup. Will you do a makeup tutorial? And it feels really weird because I don't really know how to do my makeup. I'm not like if you want to learn how to do makeup, go watch Rach ASMR. She's so good at it. I don't really have like tips or tricks for people. I do get asked all the time about my lips though, so I do get lip filler. And I have my lipsticks right here. I'm trying to grab. Sorry, that was loud. So the lip color that I wear almost all the time, it's all MAC Cosmetics. I use a lot of different makeup, but MAC is my favorite. So the lip liner I use is called Boldly Bare. It's that color. And then I use one of 2 lipsticks almost exclusively. So this one is Sea Sheer, and it is by MAC as well. So I use this one if I want like a brighter pink. And then I use MAC Cream Cup. And this is the one that I wear. It's almost gone. I need to get more. So I use one of those 2, and then I always use the MAC lip gloss. I use the MAC lip gloss. You can tell this is almost gone. I love all of them. This one's called Cultured, and it's my favorite. I really like a pink lip, unless I'm doing like a bold red lip. It's usually more like a neutrally pink lip, and this is my favorite lip gloss. So yeah, I think that's it. That's all of the questions on the most recent post that I put on the community tab. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for being so patient while I just completely went silent for a little while. There will be new true crime up next week. I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon.